In 1612, in the villages beneath Pendle Hill, neighbors accused neighbors of witchcraft. 10 people were hanged. The trials ended 400 years ago. The practice did not. We moved into the cottage at the end of Fell Row because we were happy. I need you to understand that first. My wife and I had been happy for 9 years. We lasted 3 weeks. The place was cheap and had stood empty a long time. It sat in the shadow of the hill, where the light dies early and the fog comes off the moor like something poured. The woman next door came the day we arrived. Old, small, soft-spoken.
Oh, thank
Mrs. Hollis. She brought biscuits and held my wife's hands a moment too long and said she was so glad to have a loving couple move in. She could always tell the loving ones. She said it the way a starving person looks at a full plate. I noticed things I didn't understand yet. That she was always at her window, that her garden backed onto our bedroom wall, and she was out in it at strange hours, crouched at the fence line in the fog, working at something in the dirt, that the first morning, my wife's hairbrush lay on the floor with a clump of her hair gone from it. I blamed the movers. There was always something ordinary to blame. That was the trap. There was one more thing, though it took weeks to mean anything. In every cottage in that village, a small tin sat by the fire. Into it went every hair from every brush, every clipping from every nail, and every night, they burned the lot. Nobody explained it. It was simply what you did under that hill, the way you'd lock a door. We never did it. Nobody told us. Or nobody dared. Then the changes began inside us. I started waking at 3 in the morning, with a thought already fully formed something ugly about my wife, a resentment I had never felt in 9 years, waiting there as though it had been placed in my skull while I slept. By morning it would thin out, but each night it came louder, more reasonable, until it survived the daylight. She changed, too. Went cold in a way she never had been. She'd look at me with a flat, appraising expression, as though measuring me for something. We began to argue not about anything, about nothing, and even while I was shouting, I could feel the words weren't mine. I could see the same horror in her eyes. Both of us passengers, watching ourselves tear at the thing we loved. And every time we fought, the cold cottage grew warm. The air thickened, and through the wall, faint, I could hear Mrs. Hollis humming.
You've destroyed everything we built. It was already
Content,
you know it.
well fed. Then I found the bundles. The first behind our headboard, my wife's hair wound with mine, bound so tightly in black thread the two locks strained against each other, pulling apart. The second, under the floorboard on my side of the bed, our nail clippings sealed in wax, pierced with a long rusted pin. The third buried at the fence line where I'd watched her crouching, a poppet sewn from a piece of my wife's dress and a piece of my shirt, stitched into one body, then slowly cut apart at the seam. One thread a night. And I understood all at once, the way you understand a nightmare, a half-second too late to wake from it. She had been collecting us since the day we arrived. Hair, nails, cloth, everything that village burned every night, we had left lying out like an offering. She wasn't trying to kill us. She was doing something worse, reaching into the space between us and souring it, night after night, until two people who loved each other couldn't stand the sight of one another. Because that is what she feeds on. Not blood. Not death.
You always ruin everything.
Discord. She had lived a very long time under that hill on the taste of good things coming apart, and she smiled on our doorstep because she looked at 9 happy years and saw a feast. Knowing didn't save us.
I love moments like this.
The fights turned uglier.
Me too.
My wife stopped sleeping.
I told you this would happen.
One night I woke to find her standing over me in the dark, perfectly still, and I did not recognize the thing looking out of my wife's face. God forgive me. For one long moment I was frightened of her. and I felt the exact thought that old woman had been planting in me for weeks. It would be easier if she were gone. That was the night I found the last bundle. Under the doormat. Fresh, our hair and our nails, bound together one final time, and this time, the black thread was not pulling us apart. It was strangling the two locks into a single knot. Finishing. I'm writing this down because I need one true sentence from before the poison, so that if you find it, you'll know it wasn't us. We were happy. She made us forget. And the worst of it, as the humming rises through the wall and my wife's footsteps come slow down the hall, is that I am no longer certain I want to remember. The fog has come down off the hill. Mrs. Hollis is at her window, smiling, and she has set 2 places at her table. In Pendle, they still burn what falls from the brush. Now you know why. Subscribe to The Rotten Witch. The sweetest neighbors are the
See you
hungriest.
next time. Subscribe and like for more. Goodbye!